I think we continue to grind them out. If they wipe the board, we can play Brazen Borrower. It's also a flyer, so they're gonna have a very specific turn to stop what we're doing. Not worried about that. What you got? That ain't it. Let's show them the Brazen Borrower, see if they scoop it up. Ah? Sauron midrange? What's up everyone, welcome back to the Carnarium. I'm Waste and I got another video for you today. We're gonna jump in the queue and play some Brawl with Sauron the Dark Lord. But first let me break down the deck a little bit for you. So this was a subscriber requested deck, subscriber's name up on the screen now. They watched my previous video on Sauron the Dark Lord where I built Sauron as a Grixis control shell, and they asked if I could build Sauron as a mid-range deck. It sounded like a super fun challenge, so I was down. They also asked that I include Bone Miser, all the Nazgul, and Agatha's Soul Cauldron. So those are all in the deck. All the other cards in the 99 though were my selection, and this is what I came up with. So the key element of a mid-range deck is the ability to be aggressive against control decks and be controlling against aggro decks. Mid-range is the flexible archetype of Magic the Gathering, and because of that we have a blend of both types of spells. We have removal for aggro decks and control pieces to grind them out of the game, and we have aggro pieces against slower decks to try to tempo them out of the game. As you can see, our curve is very heavy in the 1 and 2 drop slot and then curves off as we get into the higher mana spells. We don't have a huge top end, although we do have some nice spells up here. Our top end is Sauron. So in an average game, the way that this deck is designed to work is we go 1 for 1 with the opponent's pieces. They play a creature, we remove it. They cast a spell, we counter it. When they start to scramble, we play something impactful. We create advantage early on and we never let go. And eventually we get to enough mana to plop down Sauron, which is extremely hard to deal with for our opponents. So let's hop in the queue and see if we can get some wins with mid-range Sauron the Dark Lord. Alright, opponent gets to go first. We're playing against Gates VP, and they're playing Gonti Canny Acquisitioner, which is essentially a theft commander in Sultai. Good mana, fetch land. Yeah, good mid-range stuff, but they get to go first, so we'll see. It's tough being a mid-range deck going second. It's tough being any deck going second, but it's especially tough when you're trying to be a tempo deck or mid-range deck and you're going second, so do we just fix our mana first? What do we do? I think, yeah, fix our mana. Nazgul. Okay. I think we need to get some board presence. So this is our only option. 2/2 or another 2/2. This one gets us an extra spell, so discard a card. I think Nasty End's probably not the greatest here. Damnation or Brainstorm. Well, if we still had the fetch land, I would take Brainstorm. But I think against a creature deck, I would like to take Damnation. Who's the theft deck now? So they do have the Deathrite Shaman. We do have a land for them to exile. What does this do? Whenever this creature... Oh, it's an alchemy card. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to the player, draw a card. When you draw a card, when you draw your third card in turn, conjure a card named Mox Emerald. Blah, blah, blah. Just free gross value. Typical alchemy stuff. Okay, they killed my guy. And now they're going to attack and get a bunch of value. Surprised they didn't ramp. Maybe they're saving that for next turn so they can play their commander. Alright, I guess Magda, and then Undercity Sewers, Surveil, Arena of Glory. We do have a mountain, so it's nice untapped land. And we can Damnation, so if they do play Gonti, we have an answer for it. Do they play their commander right into the board wipe? Okay. Sure. Yeah, because why not add that ability, Alchemy creators? Why not just allow it to turn itself into a 4/4? The other abilities weren't sufficient, obviously. Okay, make a mana. Then what? Creature? Yeah. Okay. We can hold this as well. We could hold it. Down to 3 cards in hand. Yep. Yep, because we can just kill their Gonti with the Murderous Rider if we want. And then what are they doing? Bloodchief's Thirst. Black. I was hoping I could do one of these and then Night, but I don't have enough black mana. So is there any reason they're in green? That's what makes me, and blue. So yeah, we gotta, while they're tapped out, we gotta do this. Okay, now their commander costs 7, so we don't have to worry about that for a couple turns. Lighted Halfling. Sure. Nosh. Deals combat damage to players. On the top card of each player's library until end of turn, you may play one of those cards. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equal to its mana value rather than paying its mana cost. Okay. We can kill this and play a Nazgul. Sure. Or play Murderous Rider. Right? No. Not enough black. We're not drawing any lands, which is unfortunate. Huh? Alchemy card? I don't care. Not even gonna read it. Oh cool, they took my land. How nice of them. Well, we will have a Tail's End for their commander next turn if that's where we end up being at. They're down to 1 card. Now they're down to 0 cards. Glissa. Okay. Ended up drawing a land. So we can play Murderous Rider. Yeah, nothing's gonna block the Glissa, so it doesn't really matter what we put in front of that. Okay. Oh, we could Tail's End the... we could make them land destruct themselves. That would be funny, but... it's better to counter their commander. Especially after they stole our land. Edge Maze. They're out of cards in hand. I'm pretty sure they're going to want to play their commander next turn. Yep. Okay, well. Yep. Draw a card, I'm sure, is the mode they'll choose. Gain 2 life. Murderous Rider shuffles back in. We don't draw a land. Oh, man. That stinks. However, I guess we can play Facebreaker and Knight. Go from there. The commander costs 9 now, but they've effectively refilled their hand with Glissa. Okay, Heist my library, makes sense. The thing is, we're still in this game if we get to Sauron. We don't get to see it because, of course, that would be too underpowered for alchemy. Wonder what they took from our library. Removal? They're touching my cards. Okay. Gotcha. 8 mana. Did they take a land? Gaunty. They finally did it. Okay. However, you still gotta deal with that, and I'm not sure how you do. I mean, I guess you could sack your Glissa. So if you have that option, I mean, that's probably what you should do. If you have an Edict, then even better. A board wipe gets rid of your own stuff. No. Well, we could block it. No, we can't. First strike, death touch. Doesn't matter. Yep, take a card. Card advantage online. Let's see if we can claw our way out of this. If we play the Nazgul, we can let the ring tempt us, and then we can draw a fresh 4 cards, which we're definitely going to need here. Okay, what does this do? Whenever this token is put from a... Oh, we lose a life. Gotcha. What is this? Okay. Just emptying out their hand, sure. Alright, well. Sorry, Facebreaker, you're gonna have to bite the dust here. Yeah. Okay. That's definitely something. Liliana's also nice. Can we get out of this? They played their whole hand. How much mana do they have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Gaunty will cost 11. Doesn't have haste. We could Damnation, then back up whatever we do with Liliana. Pretty good. Should be somewhat obvious what we're doing here. Okay. Action. Yeah, sorry board, but you were valiant. You were valiant in your efforts. So I hope they play a land and then just play their commander again. That would be amazing. Let's see what they do. Commander? What does this do? Energy control entered untapped. Okay, what is this? Target opponent exiles the top X card of the library. You may cast any number of spells with mana value X or less without paying their mana costs. Wonderful. Bonus wealth. Yeah, that's probably GG. Not a lot I could do about that. What did we exile? Nazgul, Ertai, Bloodtithe Harvester. Ertai, yep. Yeah, I don't think we have a way out of this. We could Liliana. Make them sack 2 things. Then play a Shambling Ghast and have a blocker? It's not great, but I guess we're staying alive. Yep, it's our only option.
I do hope you may let us march into battle and make new time to wake up and smell the decay.
None of this has trample. I mean, they should just sack the 2 things that have the least amount of power, right? Because I'm at 5 life. Okay. Shambling Ghast. So if they have a removal spell, I'm dead. I'm assuming they don't, because I feel like they would have just ripped it, but you never know with arena players. They could be max sweating this decision, taking me down to the end of the rope. Auntie. Okay, they just attack me. Well, we'll block the Harvester. Whenever a creature does combat damage to one of your opponent's controller, looks at the top card of the opponent's library and exiles it face. Yeah, okay. So done. 1, 2, 3. So 8. We could play Sauron. I think it's better to kill something and make a 2/2 blocker. Right? And we can Ring of Insight, yeah, so give that -1, -1. I'm not 100% sure here. I'm really not. Brazen Borrower is a
Time to get my hands dirty.
a good draw. Looks like our Liliana's surviving. But we're at such a low life total. I mean, it's not going to take much to just burn us out. Okay, they discard a land for another card. Search your library for a card that shares a color with a legendary creature you control. Yeah. So Ring Sight does not work at all. I thought it was legendary permanent, but it's legendary creature. Agatha Soul Cauldron, not really gonna do it. We are down to 3. Oh boy. So, we can survive this next turn, theoretically, make a zombie. We can
Ill of the undead.
Brazen Borrow something. This is technically mine, isn't it? So this goes back to my hand. Yeah. Okay. Pass the turn. Fell the Profane. Okay. So we can Bedevil and Brazen Borrow in response, right? 1, 2, 3. How much time? I was just making sure we have enough timeouts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So they'll have enough to play Gonti, but that's it. Okay. So Brazen Borrow the Nazgul. Back to my hand. Bedevil the Gonti. They kill the token, but then I get to draw a card. Okay.
No way but my way.
And we're somewhat back in this game. I'm still barely holding on to hope because we're at 3 life. I mean, it's just going to be 1 haste creature or something. We can put stops here too, just to freak them out. Because we definitely have counterspell mana open up. Oh, they just play Gonti. Okay. Pass. Pass. Okay. Well, it is a blocker. But I feel like Sauron's a better blocker, right? That's our best play here. I mean, it's just our best play, right? I don't need to overthink that.
You've reached an undead end.
Right now, their only legendary permanent they could sacrifice to Sauron's ability is their commander. So they can do that if they want, but right now that would be good for us. Liliana would survive another turn. They have a way to get rid of Liliana, they probably should. It just gets worse and worse for them as Liliana sticks around. I really need like a Shieldred or some other way to gain life, because being at 3 is very, very uncomfortable. At least we're not playing against a red deck. At least it's Sultai. They have 4 timeouts, so we might be here for a bit. I really want to know what they have in their hand. The fact that they're not casting stuff is giving me a little hope, because they must just not have a good answer to the situation. Otherwise, I feel like they would just rip it. I mean, we're at 3 life. If they can't get rid of Sauron, our next turn gets really interesting, because we have Ring Sight. And some other good spells, so... Do we have anything with life, or did they have anything with lifelink? First strike, death touch. Birds of Paradise. Okay, we make a orc. Rogue class. What is this? Creatures you control have menace. Okay. 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 Oh. You don't say. So we can -4 here. Draw 2 cards. But then Liliana goes away. But then we hit them for 7 and then they're down to 3 and they can't cast their commander again. Is there anything with lifelink in the graveyard? Because we could Agatha Soul Cauldron and give our commander lifelink, which would be amazing. I don't think we do, though. Okay. I think we just sack and draw 2, right? I think Liliana has done her thing.
necromancy is a lot like plucking turnips.
Okay, attack with Sauron. You're down to 3. Do we have anything that does direct damage? Or I should have seen if we had something with haste as well. I don't think we do, except for the Charming Scoundrel, so I mean that would have been a cool play. Ring Sight? For Shieldred? Does that work? Orchard Persistence also incredible. Yeah, I mean... Ooh, no, decline. We do not want to shock this in. And the turn? Take 2? I mean, if they have an answer, we're just gonna clap it up for them. Because that's awesome. But they're down to 1, I'm down to 3. We've really slugged it out. So whoever wins this earned it, but I really want to win this game. Come on, one time Sultai deck. Don't do it to me. If we get to draw a card, we get to go back up to 5 life. And obviously if they don't play anything, then they're dead. They have nothing that can interact with Sauron. They would need a board wipe. Oh, opponent. Gates. Don't rope me out. Just play some stuff. Okay, Bantu's Last Reckoning. That's a board wipe. That definitely takes care of stuff, but now all their lands are locked. Yeah, we'll definitely take action on Sauron. That buys them a turn, but all their lands are locked for that turn. Oof, that's rough, opponent. But you gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, if that was your only option, right? So next turn, they'll probably be alive, but they'll have 3 mana. 4 mana. Cultivate. Oh, now they'll have even less mana. But they're going for it. They're trying. So they'll have 3 mana next turn. 4 mana, so they're okay. Yeah, so that was a good play. The math worked out on that. Okay. Well, we can flash in Brazen Borrower on them. Do we have a counterspell in the graveyard? Tail's End? Yeah, Tail's End is a nice one. You can go get that with Pinnacle Monk. Oh, Agatha Soul Cauldron Pinnacle Monk, right? Okay, so what is... Let's read this real quick. How many timeouts do we have? We have 2? Okay. Exile target card from a graveyard. When a creature card is exiled this way, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Yeah, that works, right? We give it haste. Did we do it? Bring back the Tail's End. Agatha Soul Cauldron. Give it prowess. Exile the... Oh, my graveyard. Exile the... Charming Scoundrel? Huh? Does that work? No? Is that not how that card works? Oh, all activated abilities. Activated abilities. Sorry, not just abilities. Oh, I didn't find the way. Oh well. I thought I misread Agatha Soul Cauldron. The opponent is still landlocked, so I'm not sure what they can do this turn. So yeah, we might have missed lethal there, because if we had just kept mana open, for Brazen Borrower, we could have flashed in and hit them in the air. However, that's still an option on our next turn, so. They're not going to be able to do much here. They got to deal with this, too. They got to put something in the way or get rid of this. So, and they have 2 cards in hand. Activated abilities, gotcha. So what else could we have gotten? Activated abilities. Like Liliana, I guess we could have done that, right? Creatures you control +1/+1 have all activated abilities of creature cards. No, so you can't exile a planeswalker. Activated abilities. Doppelganger. Okay, they make a Pinnacle Monk. Okay. So we'll have Agatha Soul Cauldron again. This is an activated ability, right? Yeah. Death Touch. Is there anything in their graveyard that I would like? I mean, probably. Activated ability. Not triggered ability, activated. Activated ability. Exile target instant sorcery card from graveyard. Each opponent loses 2 life. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we were 1 off. We were 1 off, right? If we had chosen the Deathrite Shaman, we could have done this last turn. So there was a way to do it. I just messed it up. Do you have instant speed removal? Cyclonic Rift? Resolve? Tail's End. So they can bounce it. Is there anything else we can do? They can bounce it back to my hand, but I can get it back. And I can get a, what? Bedevil, a Damnation. Okay. Active ability, triggered ability, or legendary spell. That is none of them. Resolve. Okay. Did anything enter with a +1/+1 counter? Nazgul does, right? We can't do that right now. We can't give that haste. Cavern of Souls on the rogue. Please don't time me out. And let's just get down the Pinnacle Monk again. Bedevil. I was running out of time. Or they made me feel like I was running out of time, so I kind of did that quickly. Alright. Back to square one. We still have the Agatha Soul Cauldron, we still have the win con in hand. We got rid of their Cyclonic Rift as well. They're going to discover the formula. Give it prowess. Okay. They just need a removal spell or something like that. If they drew 2 removal spells, then we're just dead. Subtlety. Bounce something. No? Why didn't that work? Huh? I'm so confused. I thought when they cast this, it would trigger? I guess not. Oh, we have to block as Menace. Okay. No problem. 2 blockers. Fox Jet. Okay. Now they're empty-handed. Zero timeouts. Did we do it? Did we overcome our own blunder? I'm glad I put down the Pinnacle Monk because that creature had Menace, which means we wouldn't have been able to block it with just one creature. I guess we could have bedeviled it, but you know. What do we... You're down to 3 mana. What are we doing? What are we looking for? Okay. Can we finally win this game? Something. Agatha Soul Cauldron win? Yes! Oh my goodness. What a game. So, I mean, I'd have to review the actual tape, but I think I just messed up that one turn, or maybe even a couple turns before that when I had Agatha Soul Cauldron. I might have been able to win earlier, so, you know, I'd have to go back and look, but I definitely know that one turn where I exiled my own creature, I could have won that turn. I don't think they would have had a way to interact with it. So, man, I'm glad that we crawled our way back out of it, because that was a game. Whew! Alright, opponent gets to go first. We're playing against Chaos in Your Face. And they're playing Urza, Lord Protector, which is the milled Planeswalker Azorius commander. So we have good mana. We will have a mountain for Arena of Glory. Brazen Borrower, River's Rebuke. I think this is definitely keepable. This is a good tempo card. This is a good ramp spell / tempo card. Yeah, I think against Azorius control, this is keepable. It's too bad we're on the draw, though. It's always tough going against control. I'm assuming this is a control shell. I actually don't know. It could just be like artifacts galore, but it's probably a control shell since we're playing Brawl. And it's tough going against control on the draw, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We don't have a turn 1 play, so might as well get the tap land, color fixing tap land out of the way. Birthday Escape. Charming Scoundrel. No stick. Yeah, I think we just take the ramp here. Hit them for 1. Do we Birthday Escape? No, I think the ramp is more important, so let's save that treasure. River's Rebuke will probably be key later on in Night Clock. Okay. They are in white, so we have to keep in mind they can Wrath. When Bilbo enters or leaves the battlefield, the ring tempts you. Whenever Bilbo deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. So... yeah, I think that's good. We could get the Nazgul down too. We could Birthday Escape, but then we have to sack our treasure, and I don't want to do that, so... I mean, we could draw a card and it could be a land, but... no. Not worth it. Foundry Inspector. So this might just be an artifact deck. We'll see. Okay, ring tempts us, so... Charming Scoundrel. They missed a land drop, so at least we're even on lands and ramp. Another Nazgul. Then maybe we just start the Nazgul party. We could also bounce the Foundry Inspector, which will set them back. This is unblockable, right? What does the second mode do? Whenever your ring bearer attacks, draw a card, then discard a card. What would we discard? Something, right? Maybe Birthday Escape, since it kind of does the same thing. What is the third mode? Whenever a ring bearer becomes blocked by a creature, that creature's controller sacrifices at the end of combat. Okay. Ooh. Yeah. I think you're kind of slow at this point. Guess we'll get a Nazgul down. I mean, we could have done that. We could have done that earlier, but I think we keep this as the ring bearer because it's gonna stay a 1/1, and this is gonna keep growing. In the final mode, whenever the ring bearer does combat damage to a player, each opponent loses 1 life. Okay. So they tap out for their commander. They want to trade. I mean, yeah, I think that's a worthwhile trade for us. Okay, finally, mana. Do we think they have the ability to meld this? That's what I'm concerned about. Can we do both? Yeah, we can do this and... let's, I don't know, actually. I don't actually know what the best play here is. Maybe we Nazgul. Draw, discard. I guess this doesn't do anything anymore, right? Except for maybe it triggers Sauron. So I don't know. We have ways of triggering him on the board. So let's get rid of the Birthday Escape. We'll hold up Brazen Borrower. So now this is really a 4/1 because it does 1 damage plus the 3 damage from the ring effect. So if they go to meld Urza, we can bounce it in response. If they don't, then we still keep our mana. Maybe we can play Sauron next turn. Okay. Alchemy cards doing alchemy things. They haven't played a land in a while. So it's not looking good. We can Brazen something in response. No. Let's keep our treasure. They're behind on mana, we're not. Okay. Let's Fairy's Protection. Okay, so they tapped out. So why did they tap out? So that we couldn't get the trigger? Is that it? We could bounce their Midnight Clock in response. That's probably pretty good, right? It hits their mana and the thing that's going to draw them more cards. Why is it tapping my treasure for this? Okay. I don't know if you saw that it was tapping the treasure. Maybe it thought I wanted to flash in the creature side. Oops. I selected their commander, but I didn't mean to do that. Oh well. It is what it is. Attack them anyway. We still get the trigger. Deep-Cavern Bat's actually pretty sweet. We could take their commander? That's pretty good. But no. Shambling Gas is probably the most irrelevant card here. And then I think we just get down the Arcane Signet. And then next turn we have Sauron. They untap with 4 mana. We could also Deep-Cavern Bat them. No, because it targets, right? Look at target. Yeah, they have protection. So Yep, this is our turn. I meant to bounce the midnight clock, so let's see if I get punished for that. It's not like a bad play to bounce their commander. Now they definitely can't flip it. Or maybe not. Oh, I was like, how did they get Dark Ritual in their deck? It's because of the stupid alchemy card. Okay. That's not bad at all. And they scoop. Okay. Weird game, but let's see if we can get in their brain of why they scoop. They just missing land drops, right? We know one of their cards, so these 3 are probably too expensive to cast, and this is the best they could come up with. I think they saw that we had 6 mana, so now we can play Sauron, and they have probably no reasonable way of interacting with it. They do have a legendary artifact, which is one of the things they can sack to target Sauron and get through the ward ability, but I think they just saw the writing on the wall. If they saw our other spells too, I think they definitely would have scooped. I mean, if it's not Sauron, it's Liliana, a River's Rebuke. I mean, imagine if we just River's Rebuke this turn instead of Sauron. I mean, they're what, down to 3 lands and no permanent? I mean, that would be super rough. So they scooped with the information on the board, but really they would have definitely scooped if they saw some of the stuff in our hand. Anyway, GG. Alright, we have to go first. We're playing against the Real Unicorn Wizard. And they're playing Anam Pakal, so this is going to be a aggro deck we have to fight against. We do get to go first. Nice blocker. What is the toughness on Anam? It's 2, but it keeps growing. This is okay. I mean, Shieldred's great against any aggro deck. We have some blockers. I think we'll keep because we go first and we have a Surveil land. It's not the best hand. Like, I would love a removal spell. Turn target creature card from your graveyard to your hand that tempts you. Not what we're looking for. This is technically a removal spell, but it's a little slow. We get A-Orcish Bowmasters, whatever they put down. Right? Yeah. Let's see what they do. Oh, this is the alchemy version, huh? Yeah, so it doesn't have the ETB. Okay. Gotcha. Luminarch Aspirant. Bowmasters. See, if this had the ETB, we could have killed it. But it does not. We might as well make the A-Orcish Bowmasters unblockable, since they made their thing a 2/2. Why not? Now it can become a 3/3. They can play their commander. If they do, we'll Ertai next turn and kill it. The key with this deck is just killing their commander, making sure they don't go too wide. And we have Shieldred as a way to gain life back. Okay, they go for their commander. Now it's a 3/3, they attack, they make a 1/1. So let's kill the 1/1. Scalding Tarn. We have to be careful about how much life we lose in this deck. We could do this at instant speed. It has flash. We could play Shieldred, and then they're not looking at a very good attack. Is that the play, or do we... Whenever you attack with one or more non-gnome creatures. Okay. So, as long as we don't let them go to combat, we're okay. They're tapped out, too. I think we just play this. Let's kill their commander. They'll make this into a 4/4, but it's not a great attack, because we could block and kill it. Let's 2, 5, 6. We're not going to block with the Bowmasters, it's too valuable. So we'll hold this back. Authority of the Consuls. Little late for that opponent. Little late. Although, you know, Having Children enter tapped is probably good for them. Sear Slicer Goblin. At the beginning of your end step, if you attack this turn, create a 1/1. Okay, are they going to attack? Ooh, they are. Okay. You're going to pump it somehow? I should have blocked with the Nazgul too, just in case. That thing's gone. They're going to create a 1/1, but that's okay. We're not worried about that. Scalding Tarn. Okay. So I think here... Oh, we could Brainstorm as well, because we have the Scalding Tarn. So is it better? Yeah, it's better to Brainstorm, huh? So let's Brainstorm. Draw 3. Ooh, okay. Shambling Ghast. Let's put the tap land and the Shambling Ghast back. Doesn't matter because we're going to shuffle them away with the Scalding Tarn. That's how you Brainstorm, people. Gotta have a fetched land. And Shieldred. I'm going to play tapped. But we'll hold back these two. Yeah, we have to. Unblockable by creatures with greater power. So they could block with the 1/1. We don't want to make that trade. So no attacks. They could play a land and then play their commander. We have Bowmasters and Shieldred down. Even though Shieldred's tapped, its ability still works. So they could play their commander here and make some tokens. That might be their best turn. Lightning Bolt? Or are they gonna 2-for-1? Okay, Bone Crusher. Okay. Yeah, you got it. I will take 2 of your spells for 1 of mine any day of the week. This has to attack, right? Like it doesn't have a choice. No, it does have a choice. Interesting. Okay, maybe they have another 2 damage effect. Doesn't matter. We want to get rid of their creatures. That is how this deck overwhelms us, by having a bunch of creatures. Okay. Opponent? Opponent? What are you doing? Yeah. And then we're gonna play Sauron. It was gonna be so good. GG. Alright, we have to go first. We're playing against Krinarinian. And they're playing Gyruda. Might be the copy version that goes infinite. This is okay. We might just have to be aggressive here, so I'm hoping we can be. Put that down since the Endress play tapped right now. Do we surveil? Or do we get down the Horde Robber? I think we get down the Horde Robber. We can surveil later. We could also Brainstorm and then use the surveil trigger to put something in our graveyard that we don't want anymore. Shapeshifter. Yeah, this is just a copies deck. Kind of the lamest way to play Gyruda, but I guess people get a kick out of it. We can bounce their Cold Steel Heart. I think that's probably worth it. Okay, first... Well, let's make the treasure first, actually. Okay. Then, let's Brainstorm. Mana Drain is going to be... Actually, both of these are going to be really important here. Let's get rid of you. And... We have a fetch land now, so we don't need the surveil. Okay. Or do we, because of the red mana? We can fetch for red mana. Okay. Submit 2. It doesn't matter because we have a fetch land. Fetch. We'll get a shock land or something. Oh, we don't have one? Really? Oh, I guess I forgot to put those in. All right, swamp is fine. And then let's Brazen Borrower. Your Cold Steel Heart. Set you back. Okay, so next turn, we're looking at 5 mana. They have 3. Iron Crag. Ramp. Ramp, Gyruda. So they might be able to play it next turn, and then they go infinite. Let's see. Drain. Yeah, I just don't think it's worth it. I think the only thing we do here is maybe Birthday Escape to draw a card. But we need all of our mana up. Okay. That's the turn. You're looking at a very demure mana pace opponent. Do you want to cast your Gyruda right into it? You have 6 mana. It's really tempting. You know you wanna. Black market, okay. We can mana drain that. Do we care about the black market connections? Do we care? I think we do. If they counter this, we're just going to let it happen. Because we need the Tail's End. It would also have to be a legendary counter spell or something like that, but... Oh, nope. Resolves. Okay. Anything else? More ramp. Okay. Yeah. You got it. Okay. They have a Cavern of Souls. We gotta get rid of that. Pop this for red. Sundering Eruption your Cavern. Okay. This would leave us with exactly enough mana to Tail's End. No, because we're gonna attack with Horde Robber, right? Yeah. Make a treasure. End the turn. Mastery. Sure. No Gyruda this turn. What is this? Alchemy card? Okay. Menace. Whenever this creature enters or attacks, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. If a card is exiled this way, you may conjure a duplicate of that card into the top 5 cards of your library at random. Okay. So it's gonna be Shieldred. Oh, mana drain. So we could Tail's End this effect, but we're not gonna do that. Top 5 at random, huh? Okay. Take a treasure. This Horde Robber's really helping us out because we only have 4 lands. We can do all of this at instant speed. The only thing we can't is Sauron, but we can't really afford to play Sauron. So, yeah, just end the turn. Pass. Okay, it's gonna attack me for 3. Oh, whenever it enters or attacks. Alchemy cards, man. They just never cease to disappoint me. Nightmare Shepherd, okay. Nightmare Shepherd. Look at that. What do you got left in your hand, opponent? We could Orcish Bowmasters, but I think the mana is more important right now. Oh, Cyclonic Rift. Oh, we could Rift them. Oh, that's way better. Then they're really far behind. So what? We Rift them. Next turn, they replay 2 mana rocks and the Annihilator, or the Assimilator, or whatever. Steal something else out of our graveyard. Do you think they got the mana drain in their hand? Let's find out. Go to combat. There's some stick. They got something. They got something they could play. If we had 1 more mana, we could Cyclonic Rift and keep up Tail's End, but we just don't have that. Alright. End the turn. Let's see what they do on end step. Try to draw cards or something. Beautiful. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get rid of that. POS. Man, I wish I had 1 more mana. Oh well. Noxious Gearhulk. Interesting. Okay. The Horde Robber? We could Tails End the trigger. Nah, that's not worth it. Yeah, you got it, buddy. I think it already served its purpose. Not the Orcish Bowmasters. They get rid of the little common. Okay. Pass. My turn. Man, a land would have been nice. But we can Sauron and hold up Tail's End. They're tapped out. There's no way that they can... There's no way that they can play mana drain. So whatever we do this turn's gonna resolve. So what do we want to accomplish this turn? If we Cyclonic Rift, we have to do it now, because we know they have mana drain in their hand. We can also Sauron and get down and hold up Tail's End, but then they have theoretically enough mana if they get a land to play this and protect it. If we play Cyclonic Rift, it really sets them back. So I think that's what we gotta do here. Yeah, it sets us back too, but not as badly as them. Please don't have a an answer to this with 1 mana. That would be very sad. Brainstorm again? Okay. That's a lot of Bowmasters triggers. I'm coming at you for 7. Alright, what you got? Please don't be a ritual or something. Mana rock, mana rock. Yeah. If we had the mana to flash in Brazen Borrower, I mean, really not hitting the land drops has majorly messed us up. Does this have haste? No, it doesn't have haste. We'd have to get rid of our treasure. I don't think that's the way. Down to 2. We've played control this whole time. I think we continue to grind them out. If they wipe the board, we can play Brazen Borrower. It's also a flyer, so they're gonna have a very specific turn to stop what we're doing. What is this? Draw a card, then exile. Okay, but this doesn't have haste. Not worried about that. What you got? Chronorian. What you got? That ain't it. Let's show them the Brazen Borrower, see if they scoop it up. Ah? Sauron midrange? Later. Alright, deck review time. So, Sauron the Dark Lord mid-range. We had some pretty cool games, some pretty interesting interactions. The nature of mid-range is you kind of live in the 50 win percentage land. The I'm gonna win half the time and lose half the time landscape. Now obviously if you're like a pro player, something like that, you're gonna have a higher win rate with mid-range, but as I was explaining in the beginning of the video, it can mold itself to be aggro or control when it needs to be. But that also means against certain kinds of decks with certain kinds of interaction, since it is not really either aggro or control, it's gonna lose its footing and fall on its face. Mid-range is a lot more of a tough playstyle, although I really love it. It's probably my favorite playstyle, but it's a tougher playstyle because you kind of have to play differently depending on your matchup. I think this deck does a good job of capturing that. All the cards in the deck have lots of multiple value, like Ertai can counter a spell or destroy something, Decadent Dragon can get us card advantage or be a beater that makes us treasures, Pinnacle Monk, you know, all the MDFCs, but this one in particular can get us a spell back from our graveyard or be a land. So there's a lot of like baked in modality with a lot of these spells. Agatha's Soul Cauldron can be whatever you need it to be, right? It can be the way to win a game like we saw, or it can give you some ability that you need to get over some type of hurdle that you're playing against. Virtue of Persistence can be removal, but also top-end reanimation. And then obviously Sauron can be a big beater, or it can be a blocker, or it can come up the battlefield. It can be whatever you need it to be as well. So The deck has a lot of flexibility, which makes it super fun to play, but just know that if you play this deck, you're gonna live in the 50% win rate landscape, and that's normal. That's a normal mid-range win percentage. But like I said, I love mid-range as a style because it forces you to really think about every choice you make, and it feels like you're walking on stilts because any wrong decision is gonna make you fall over. So that's my Sauron mid-range deck. Make sure to like the video, leave a comment down below, subscribe, and if you're interested, join the channel Discord. That's where subscribers from the channel talk about Magic and request decks for me to try. Links in the description. As always, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.